Tonight, the 12 News I-Team is learning more about a string of armed robberies targeting dancers. One of the victims was Mercedes Vega, and less than 3 years after she was robbed, before going to trial, she was brutally murdered.
Now, I-Team reporter Bianca Bono is sitting down with one of her best friends who worked with her at the club and remembers fearing for her safety as others were being attacked.
You go through different phases of anger.
For Helena Gamboa, time doesn't heal all wounds.
Life happens and you want to talk to your friend and you can't even do that.
On April 17th last year, her best friend, Mercedes Vega, was murdered. 15 months later, no arrests have been made.
What do you remember about learning of the armed robberies at the time?
And I remember her coming into our work and seeing the scratches down her spine.
It's that part of Mercedes' story that is being shared publicly for the first time. In October of 2020, she was the victim of another violent crime. Gamboa is a former dancer with Mercedes, and they worked at the same club. She remembers learning that Mercedes had been robbed at gunpoint by a man wearing a mask. Her phone and bag of money were taken.
She had just gotten her favorite tattoo on her back, and so she was really upset that it was affecting her brand new tattoo, you know? He must have really pushed her hard.
And she wasn't the first victim in their club. In November of 2019, another dancer was targeted. A Scottsdale police report shows the suspect, wearing a mask, robbed the woman at gunpoint, taking her bags.
Everybody was really on edge about it.
A month after Mercedes was robbed, it happened again. In November of 2020, another dancer from the same club reported a man attempted to rob her at gunpoint in the parking garage of her apartment, but he ran off when a passerby arrived.
Mercedes was very, very smart. She was very strong, but she was also very mentally strong.
Mercedes cooperated in that investigation, providing police with information that ultimately led to the arrest of Cujo Young. Mercedes identified his photo in a lineup, and he was charged in connection to the two 2020 cases. The 2019 armed robbery case remains unsolved. But just this week, Scottsdale police confirmed they are reviewing that case to see if it's connected.
We were pretty concerned if he had an insider in there, you know, telling them, hey, this is probably the best person to target right now.
On April 13th last year, Young's attorney filed a disclosure notice that a man named George was expected to testify at the robbery trial, that he was the individual who threatened Young, coercing him to commit the armed robberies. 4 days later, though, Mercedes was found dead. Young was out on bond with electronic monitoring at the time of her death. 12 News has asked MCSO if they're investigating any connections between the robberies and the murder. The sheriff's office said they will not comment on this or any other possible connects at this point. The robbery case was set to go to trial this week, but a change in Young's attorney has pushed the trial back to the fall.
It makes us all really, really upset, because even when she had a chance to be here and live her life, she still didn't get justice for being, you know, mistreated that way.
Young has been held without bond on a separate drug case since November. Regardless of when his trial starts, Mercedes' loved ones plan to be there.
Everybody deserves justice, and, you know, eventually the truth is going to come out and you're going to have to pay the consequences.
Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thanks.